Okay, let's start with a wild thought. What if there was another Earth? And not somewhere in a galaxy far, far away, but practically in our own backyard, cosmically speaking. Well, today we're going on a little cosmic investigation. We're opening the case file on the single most exciting suspect in our search for alien life, a planet called Proxima b.
Look at this number, 4.24. That's it. This one number has astronomers all over the world completely captivated. But what does it mean?
That's the distance, 4.24 light years. Now, I know what you're thinking. That sounds enormous, right? But on a galactic scale, that's nothing. It's the house right next door. Our own Milky Way galaxy is 100,000 light years across. So this isn't just a neighbor, it's on our cosmic front porch. And this is where our story really begins.
So let's formally introduce our prime suspect. Its name is Proxima Centauri b. It's a planet that orbits the very closest star to our own sun, and it's part of a really famous stellar neighborhood that's fascinated us for centuries.
See, the Alpha Centauri system is actually a triple star dance. You've got two big stars, A and B, that are pretty similar to our sun, and they orbit each other. But then, hanging out a little further away, is the third member of the group, a small, dim star called Proxima Centauri. And it's this little red dwarf that's hosting the planet we're so interested in.
Now, the most amazing thing about Proxima Centauri isn't its size, it's how long it's going to live. These red dwarfs, they're the marathon runners of the universe. Our sun will burn out in another 5 billion years or so, but a star like Proxima will keep on shining for trillions of years. That's an almost unbelievably long time, more than enough time for life to get started and evolve.
All right, so we've got a planet in the right location, orbiting a super long-lived star. But is it the right kind of planet? Let's start building the case and look at the evidence that makes Proxima b such a promising candidate for being a second Earth.
So, here's our first huge piece of evidence. Its mass. Proxima b weighs almost exactly the same as Earth, just a tiny bit more. Now, this is absolutely crucial. It's a massive clue that tells us this is probably a rocky world, like Earth or Mars, and not some giant unlivable ball of gas like Jupiter.
And this might be the single most important clue we have. Proxima b orbits its star right in the sweet spot, what we call the habitable zone. You might know it as the Goldilocks zone. Not too hot, not too cold, but just right for liquid water to potentially pool on its surface. And as we all know, where there's water, there's a chance for life.
You know, scientists actually have a rating system for this, called the Earth Similarity Index. It basically rolls up all the data, size, mass, temperature, into a single score from 0 to 1. Earth, of course, is a perfect 1. And look at Proxima b. It scores an incredible 0.87. That's one of the highest scores we've ever found for any exoplanet, making it way more Earth-like than even our other next-door neighbor, Mars.
So let's just lay out the case for life. We've got a rocky planet about the right size, in the perfect location, orbiting a star that will provide stable energy for, well, practically forever. The evidence seems overwhelming, right? Like it's an open and shut case. But, you know, every good detective story has a twist. Because it turns out that our little, stable, long-lived red dwarf star, it has a dark side. It has a violent, unpredictable temper that could make life on Proxima b next to impossible.
So the case against life really comes down to two major hurdles. First, Proxima Centauri is what's known as a flare star, which means it throws these massive radioactive tantrums. And second, the planet is so close to its star that it's probably tidally locked. Let's break down what that could mean for any life trying to survive there.
Just try to imagine it. Stellar flares, thousands of times stronger than anything our sun throws at us, blasting the planet over and over. An event like this could be powerful enough to literally peel away the atmosphere and boil off the oceans, sterilizing the entire world in an instant. It's an incredibly violent, hostile environment.
So the case seems to be falling apart, right? But just then, our investigation uncovers a new clue, a potential loophole, a safe haven where life might, just might, be able to survive. It's like the planet has a secret weapon against its own star.
Remember that tidally locked thing I mentioned? It just means the planet doesn't spin like Earth does. One side is permanently baked in eternal daylight, while the other is frozen solid in an endless night. Neither of those sounds great for life. But what about the border between night and day?
And that's where we find this amazing possibility.
Right between the scorching hot side and the frozen cold side, there would be a ring of permanent twilight. Scientists call it the terminator zone. And in this narrow band, temperatures might be just mild enough for liquid water to exist, creating a potential cradle for life to hold on.
This just sends your imagination running, doesn't it? I mean, if life did manage to evolve in this bizarre twilight world, what in the world would it even look like? It would have to be completely different from anything we know on Earth.
For example, think about plants. Here, they're green to absorb light from our yellow sun, but there, under a dim red star, they'd need to be super efficient at soaking up infrared light. You could have entire forests of black or deep purple plants, and any animal life would need some serious built-in radiation shielding to survive those flares. It would be a truly alien world.
So, what's the verdict? Is Proxima b a second Earth or a sterile rock? Well, the truth is, the jury is still out. We just don't know yet. The case is still wide open, but the investigation is more active than ever.
It's crazy to think we only confirmed this world existed back in 2016. Right now, the James Webb Space Telescope is using its incredible power to stare at Proxima b, trying to see if it even has an atmosphere. And looking forward, some really ambitious projects, like Breakthrough Starshot, are dreaming of sending tiny little probes across those 4 light-years to see it up close. This quote from the astronomers who study it just says it all perfectly. Proxima b is our nearest chance. It's right there. It's our best, most tangible hope of finding out if we're alone. A test for everything we think we know about where life can and can't exist.
And that really leaves us with the biggest question of all. Forget about advanced civilizations for a second. What if we just found microbes? Simple, single-celled life, thriving in that twilight zone. The simple confirmation that life started somewhere else. Well, that would fundamentally change everything we think we know about our place in the cosmos. The search, as they say, continues.